Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to the Time Running Show. I'm your host, Mimi. In today's video, we will go through some of my favorite things in the game. And at the end of the video, we have some very exciting news. So stay tuned for that. After you have watched this video, and if you decide to leave a comment, you are free to roast my choices. But please help me become a better player and give me some suggestions and recommendations for what I should do differently. So we have that out of the way, and now let's get to my favorites. So shall we start with my favorite skill in the game? This was a hard one, but this skill deserves to be my number one just because of the first impression I got from it. I was just like, wow, this skill is amazing. Like the impact was so big that this automatically became my favorite skill, even though I don't even use the character. So, as you can see, we are looking at Mrs. Yatsumurasaki, the Undying. My favorite one has to be Great Axe Tetsuga. And if you look at the skill explanation, it says, by moving and swinging the combat axe widely, performs an area attack. Gosh, that impact. Moving on to my favorite ultimate. I spent so much time going through the ultimates because I actually have not that much knowledge about whether this or that ultimate is more powerful than the other, like when you're at the base level. So I just basically chose this one based on how cool it looks. I'm sorry, it's just how some things work. So the character is Miss Akiyama Rinko. So as you can see, it's a full meteor that just drops on them. So now we are moving on to my favorite weapon. I have to say this is one of the things I know the least about, and I picked Yukikaze's weapon based on, well, the stats. I just looked at the numbers and they were big enough, and it's also a pretty weapon. I like everything floral and it has pink and blue. Those are colors that I like. So let's look at the weapon. It is Oka, and it has a passive and an active skill, I guess, and it's a UR weapon. So I've been managing with this one. So we will move on to supporters. This is something that I did try to do research on a lot to make my main character as powerful as possible. But deciding your supporters, there are so many variables. First of all, which character you're using and which skills you are using. So those are really important. And of course, your personal style of gameplay. So I have Spark, Shinden, Rayun. And as you can see, I have prioritized the blues over the green. And why did I choose these skills? Because for a beginner, they are quite easy to do, but also effective. For example, Spark, yay, dodging. Shinden, ranged attack with bullets that track the enemy. And Rayun, well, it's just a lot of boom, boom, boom. I had to choose my supporters based on the skills. What I have are Hiiragi Fuyumi, Yatsumurasaki, and Shinonome Nanami. What I prioritize in the supporters is that the main supporter is as diverse as possible. I mean, all of them should be diverse, especially for a beginner. And what Fuyumi does is that she deals a lot of damage, over 500%. Her passive attack, which is also important, is not actually useful for me. I have to say this. I was greedy with her active attack because I don't do melee attacks because I use Yukikaze. Nonetheless, I chose her. Secondly, I chose Murasaki, also very diverse because her passive is about restoring HP and just healing you, and her active is not in use because she's a sub supporter. Nonetheless, also a very good choice. And last but not the least, Nanami. So what really got me to pick Nanami was that she makes enemies to be more likely to drop potions. And for a beginner, restoring HP and getting potions is really important because when you're like trying to get through this game on hard mode, you're gonna need those potions and you're gonna need more HP because you might not be able to dodge all the enemy attacks. So you need more HP and she gives it to you. So these are what I use for Yukikaze. So when you choose your sub supporters, you have to keep in mind that only the passive skill will be applied. And I don't know if it will be applied as it is or if it's like some percentage of that. Suzu, do you know about this? Is it just applied as it is? Ask our fellow gamers in our unofficial Reddit or Discord. Those guys over there are the real pros and they're really nice. How would I know though? My next favorite is my favorite chapter. I have the most weirdest reasoning for this. Okay, so I usually like the beginning of stories. It's usually the most exciting part for me because everything is new. I don't know anything. What's going on? Who is this? What do they do? How do I use this weapon? Oh my god, I died. So that's how it goes. But if I took a look back at the chapters, and I have to say chapter 6. You know why?
What?
Yeah, because I'm easily scared. And I have to say the monsters in this chapter are a bit more gross than in the others. Like, personally, they just bother me. But it's in daylight. All the other chapters, you have to fight in the dark. And that bothers me, because I'm afraid of the dark. I get scared easily, okay? I'm a crybaby. Next, we're gonna talk about my favorite and least favorite monsters. My favorite monster is the Elite Succubus, but why? When I was playing, I didn't feel like they were like super strong, but they are so pretty. So I would rather look at these pretty things than those ugly monsters when I'm killing them. And maybe it sounds like I'm a psychopath, but it is what it is.
You'd rather kill the pretty monsters than the ugly ones?
Because the ugly ones scare me.
So yeah, the pretty one's like, oh, I can kill this.
I guess. Okay, and let's see the monsters that just creep me out the most or just annoy me the most. Oh yeah, this one. Ether Creature Aberration. F this guy. First of all, he's big as hell and he has these weird long limbs growing out. So his range is like bigger. So he can, from far away, he can reach me. And that's annoying. Also, lets out blue energy beams from its mouth. This guy is shooting me and trying to slash me. So every time I see these guys, I'm like, not again. Now that we went through the list, what do you think about it? What are your favorites? Please leave a comment. Let us know. And yeah, like I said before, please help me improve. Thank you. So we have been watching and reading your YouTube comments and we know what you want. And let's say that you guys already know about Oboro and Kurenai. So we can just skip them maybe? Because I have even juicier news for you. These news include the color pink. Yes, we see you. We see you comment in every video the same thing. And I am telling you, your wishes will be granted sooner or later. Don't ask me when, because I don't know. But they're coming. And just like in the last video, at the end, we have our section called the best YouTube comments. And at the end, we have an extra YouTube comment section. So just watch until the end. Stay tuned. Let's start with comment number 1. And I have to say this time, I have not chosen these comments. This work was done by my comrade Suze. User or the Hunter told us she is here to bring justice with her flat chest, fists. Both. Let's say both. She's gonna bring justice with both. You don't have to ignore the flat chest, okay? That is also powerful in its own way. Comment number 2. User called Abraham Lupis told us her worst enemy is the itch. And this is referring to Sue. Damn. Agreed. Because, what is that? Is that an armor? Oh, there's a saying that the less you wear, the more, strength the armor has.
What?
Yeah, there is. And I'm starting to believe it's true. Comment number 3. User cute little girl told me, please step on me, Mimi. Where are your parents? I need to call them. This is not right. This is not right, and I will not do that, okay? So, those were the best YouTube comments, but we have more. For our last comment section, we have the international comments. User MN said, なんかよくわからないけど、すごい。同意します。同意します。Next is from the user Lufer19. They said, no entiendo ni mergas.
You can use our subtitles.
Yes.
We have many subtitles, many languages.
So if you check out our subtitles, there are many languages there. Yeah, use them. So Commanders, this was our video. We have a lot of new content, very exciting content coming up. We are in the process of making so many new videos for you, and we truly hope that you are enjoying. As always, if you have any suggestions, comments, tell us here on YouTube or Twitter. Subscribe, like, and ring the bell. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you in the next video.